I have a story that I want to tell you. I knew this girl named Kate. She was a really busy mom. She had a 45-minute commute to work. While she was at work, she was constantly being bombarded with customer calls and emails, and her boss always wanted something, so she was always go, go, go. She never took the time for a lunch. She would often eat lunch at her desk after getting it from the cafeteria or the local takeout. When she came home, she was very aggressive on that ride home. Like, everyone was cutting her off, nothing seemed to work out. And then boom, right into her kids. She would relieve her babysitter and whisk her kids away to the soccer field, where they would come home around like 7 o'clock, scarf down a quick dinner, and the cycle would repeat the next day. When she woke up in the morning, she never felt like she quite had enough sleep. She was always behind the ball. One day, Kate made the decision to consciously do something good for her health. She decided that instead of eating lunch at her desk, she would take a walk around the block. That walk took about 15 minutes. She would look up at the sky and look around, and she had the intention that this walk was good for her. And I gotta tell you, something magical happened. So that one walk turned into a whole week of walking. Kate noticed that at the end of the week, she felt more relaxed on her car ride home. She felt when she interacted with her kids, she had a little bit more ease. Like their complaints about, oh, he took this from her and she pulled that from her. She was able to react in a more compassionate way. She felt like she was starting to get a better night's sleep just because she took that one walk during lunch. And then something else happened. The next week, she thought, well, if this one walk had this dramatic effect on my afternoons, like, what if making my own lunches, what kind of effect would that have on my afternoon? So then she would make her lunches for her kids and throw a couple things in for herself. She stopped eating out, and at the end of a month, she dramatically noticed how improved her health was. You know, that walk turned from 15 minutes into 30 minutes. She was more engaged with her family. She was getting restful sleep. And I'm coming on here today because Kate was diagnosed with COVID-19. And the reason why she believes she pulled through was because of the one decision she made the month leading up to it. One decision can have such a dramatic effect on our bodies. So our bodies are this amazing thing that have the ability to rejuvenate and rebuild, that one day of making a good choice can have an exponential effect on our health over time. You have the ability to improve your health in one day. It's amazing. So I wanted to share 4 super simple things that you can do to help increase your health, because we all know that a second wave of COVID-19 is happening. And if you have this information, maybe you can make a choice to add one of these things in so that when it does happen, your health is in that higher level of basis so you can fight this virus too, because I am a firm believer in our bodies having the ability to fight things. We've been genetically programmed to have T helper cells, to have an immune system to fight the virus and bacteria. Like, all we need to do is support it, and it just takes one simple decision. So 4 things that you can do. The first one, like Kate did, taking a walk outside in nature for 10 to 15 minutes a day. I mean, it couldn't be intentional. Like, you can say, oh, I'm going out today to help improve my health. That has a magic effect too. But even if it's just to get some fresh air, to get a break from the environment, like getting outside in nature has such a dramatic effect on our stress responses. The data is there. So by doing that one thing, that one simple thing, you can have a dramatic effect on your immune system and increased health. Number 2 would be to consume a probiotic. I mean, our microbiome is really where all of our immunity begins, where we're making all of the enzymes for these virus fighters. You know, all of our immunity begins in our gut. So if we have a little support by taking a high level probiotic, I mean, bonus if you're taking a probiotic, a prebiotic, and a digestive enzyme that really fuels your microbiome, but at the very least, you should be having a probiotic. Okay, number 3. I mean, we're already on to number 3. How awesome. Prioritizing sleep. I know. I'm in it too. I want to stay up and watch the show. I want to see what happens. Or, I want to wake up early and get my exercise in before the day starts. But when we really prioritize getting at least 6 hours of sleep a night, I mean, ideal 6 to 8 hours, but when we prioritize sleep, it has such a dramatic effect on our health. There are things that we can use to help increase our sleep, because we kind of get into a pattern where if we're going to bed at the same time every night, like our circadian rhythm is just set to going to bed at that same time every night. So setting our alarm to make sure, oh, it's 9:30, I gotta get into bed. Or using some supplemental aids to help ease you into that sleep cycle. Like, I know this Doc Parsons stuff we've been using, it's really helpful. I have a lot of suggestions I could do. Another one would be to not use electronics in your bedroom at night. Like, just doing these simple things to get in a better sleep cycle so you can get more restorative sleep will have a dramatic effect on your health. The 4th and final thing is to use really body beneficial supplements. Nutrient deficiencies are rampant in this country. Like, our bodies have such a strain put on them from some of the foods that we're consuming, or our genetics are different, or our soil is depleted of nutrition. So what we think we're getting, like when we think we're getting enough vitamin K, like we're probably not. But supplementing with these key supplements has been shown, like the research is there, it increases our immune system and increases our health. So what are those? It's vitamin D3. You want a quality vitamin D3. The ones from animal or algae sources are more readily absorbed. You don't want vitamin D2. It's not as methylated. We can't use it as much. Zinc. Zinc is so beneficial for our immune systems. We also have magnesium. Magnesium is something that is very deficient in our bodies because we're under so much stress every day. Magnesium helps our bodies cope with stress. It helps with our muscle contractions. It helps with so much. If you want to get into other supplements like adaptogens that really help our body's stress response, stress really is one of the key factors in our immune system. So if our body is able to handle stress better, then our health is going to be improved. So I could list a whole bunch of adaptogens for you. We have reishi and chaga. Chaga is especially good for our immune systems. There's ashwagandha. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Reach out to me. I am more than happy to share my recommendations with you. And if you're like, well, Mare, I do a couple of those things already and I'm not really feeling healthy, well, then maybe you need to add one more. Like, our health kind of goes on a plateau system. So we can be really down here, we add one thing in and it bumps up to here. And then we add another thing in it and then it bumps up to here and then another. And then, you're just on a trajectory for better health. So friends, loved ones, I hope you listen to this message. I hope you take it in and really consider how one small decision can have such a dramatic effect on your health. Okay? Be well.